God, that's some trippy music. Can I not just walk right in? Oh, I do. I have to click the button. Alright, so we're doing the trick house in a minute because I need cut. And I remember previously wondering if I could give that to Shift Key because he's not going to stick around the team very long. And I may as well use it up. Yeah, of course it can't go to Shift Key because he doesn't have the ability to, I guess. So you know what? Let's just catch a Pokemon that's going to use it. I don't want to waste a TM on my current team, on the ones I want to keep. So let's just get some random Pokemon. Electric could probably use it, right? Okay, this I will look up. I try not to do that while I'm filming, because I know I'm not going to be paying as close of attention, but I gotta figure that out. One more confusion ought to do the trick. Oh, come on, he's somewhere in this list. You know, I might just catch him anyway, no matter what, so instead of looking it up, I'll just have one. That should do the trick. Oh, perfect timing though, I've just opened it up. And the HM he can learn... Does it not give me the HMs? Is he incapable of learning any HM? Okay, well... How do you spell that? He is completely useless to me if he doesn't have the ability... Useful... Oh, I went to spell useful, so he is useful... not. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he can learn it. What? He's got claws. He could cut down a tree if he really had to. Come on. No! He is useful not indeed. Jeez, okay. Now I'm definitely gonna check before I catch anything. You're not gonna help me much at all, so you can go away. I could give it to Nincada, but I don't want Nincada to have such a useless move. It'd be one thing if it was like a bug-type move and it was a powerful, physical thing. Oh, that's the only grass I have access to right now. Okay, that's fine. There's gotta be something in here that's gonna be useful to me. Oh, it's gonna be all electric now that I'm looking for something useful. No, let's not bother with you. Let's see, Plusle and Minimum. What can you learn? Okay, either I'm looking at the wrong thing or none of these Pokemon can learn HMs. Oh, but Zigzagoon probably can. Oh, it is certainly... Oh, okay, Flash. I was looking at the wrong thing. It was showing for the newest games. The Pokédex thing I use is an app, and it has Pokédex information for literally every game. Okay, I don't want to use another... No, okay, I'm just gonna straight up throw something and see what happens. Yeah, so I have to make sure I'm selecting the right game. Where are we? Ruby. Okay, I kind of had a feeling that wouldn't work. HM, yes! Okay, so Zigzagoon can learn Cut. So I'm gonna catch this one if it doesn't use up all my Pokeballs, and just have him. Maybe I think Linoon can learn Strength and stuff. Cool. All right. So this will come in handy, and this one's actually useful. So It's gonna be not... Ooh, do I have enough room for that? Okay, I'll have to make it all one word. Not useless. I could have just called them useful, but that's fine. Cool. Let's get you trained in the art of cutting down trees, supposedly with your own bare hands, or raccoon hands. And you know, cut will be kind of useful because he is a normal type. So, like, tackle, 35 damage, 95 accuracy, it's actually better for him to have cut just as a move. Now, headbutt's obviously better. So, like, if I was going to use him, I wouldn't have done that. But we're going to put not useful in the what? Why do I not remember the name? PC, yeah. Does it stand for anything? Just personal computer, like in real life? Pokémon storage, but storage is spelt with a silent C? Maybe? No, I'm pretty sure it's just PC, personal computer. I know when these games first came out, like, actual PCs were kind of just starting to become a thing. That's not the right house. This one is, though, up here. And let's see what awaits us. Oh, I see he put up the big thing back. He knew I left. Okay, there's a person. There's nobody there. Let's see what the person wants. Hack and slash my way to victory. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing, with not useless. Though, victory in this weird house thing is probably just a TM. And I'm gonna say it's Trick Room because it's called the Trick House. I mean, it's just a slightly more educated guess than normal, so I don't know. If it is, it was totally not worth it, because that's a move you very specifically, like, it's specific to certain Pokemon. It has to be a slow-moving psychic type. I know Bronzong doesn't exist yet in this game because he's Gen 4 and this is Gen 3. But like Bronzong would have a good reason to use Trick Room because he's a slow-moving psychic type Pokemon. I'm just seeing if there's anything like sitting around here. I feel like that'd be weird to have a compartment that had no reason to be there. Like, I can obviously see that it doesn't go anywhere. So, like, what is there? Maybe an item? Like a hidden one? I don't know. Obviously nothing. But I got Orange Mail. If I remember correctly, mail is just literally something you can attach to a Pokemon, you can write stuff on it, and then if you, like, trade your Pokemon, it'll have that mail attached to it, and whoever you're trading to can read it. I don't know. It is a weird mechanic, but it's in there for a reason. I'm just gonna have to cut all these trees down. Okay, let's politely ask you. Wait, was she asking me who the Trick Master was? Is she in here not knowing who she's battling for? Is the Trick Master some, like, cult leader? Because if so, I think something needs to be done. That's dangerous, not knowing who you're working for. Alright, while that Skitty was dying, I did look it up. It is level 20 that Ralph will evolve into a Kirlia. I wish it stayed Kirlia. I think Kirlia has a much better design than Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a better Pokemon, absolutely, certainly a lot stronger, but I don't know, visually I think they did a much better job with Kirlia. Ralts certainly looks like a first evolution. Very, very basic design, very small looking. Yeah, you can't do much better than that. Alright, our first maybe useful move. So it's probably best to replace it, to replace Scratch with Fury Swipes, because even though the accuracy is a lot lower, there's a chance it'll do more damage. It's gonna get replaced with False Swipe or something later anyway, so like it's not like a long-term move. But it's better than having Scratch, so... hell, I probably won't even have to battle with Nincada until he's evolved, just with the EXP share and everything, and with Ralph and Twitter out in the forefront. Probably, yeah, just not gonna have to see a lot in the way of combat. Is that the last one? Yes, it is. Good. Cool. Let's go up here. I mean, this really isn't much of a trick. It's more, it's annoying that I have to click cut on every single tree. Oh, now that is the door, but I kind of want to know if there's something over. Actually, I probably need that scroll. It's starting to come back to me. I think I have to read what's on the scroll, and that's gonna allow me to open the door. But not until I face this guy. Some youngster Joey hat backward Rattata guy. Though he probably doesn't have a Rattata. Close enough though, Zigzagoon is really the Rattata of the Hoenn region. That's another, like, basic, normal type Pokemon that I just don't get. I like the weird normal types, like Porygon and Dunsparce. I know I've talked about Dunsparce before, and if it's available in this game, I'm getting a Dunsparce. I'll be the first to admit he's not like a good Pokemon. He's not particularly powerful. It doesn't have a great moveset. Certainly shouldn't be normal type. They could have done a lot more with it, or even given it like an evolution or pre-evolution. Whoa! It's the first time I've lost to a Zigzagoon. Alright, not useless. Let's see how not useless you are. I mean, he's a couple levels ahead, but you've got Cut. Ooh, and then he cut your attack. Irony? Maybe? Never understood irony. You know, if I had gone for Headbutt, it would have finished him. Almost twice the attack. Woo. Alright. Not useless, you're proving your name. You are indeed not useless. Oh, wait, do I not take the scroll? Oh, I just had to, like, remember the code. What if I forget the code? Do I have to walk back and try to remember what it is? Would I like to cut it? No, I'm just... I don't know. I know with strength, you use it once, and until you've, like, moved zones or whatever, you can just push the boulders. Took you all night to plant those things? Oh, okay. Better than Trick Room. That is true, but I don't think I'm going to use it anytime soon. It costs more experience every level you go, so, like, if you're going to use a rare candy instead of experience, ideally you're using it to get a Pokemon to level 100. Oh, that was a weird roundabout way. Alright, so I got a rare candy out of the deal. I'm gonna go heal up Ralph and make sure I actually have access to what is probably now my... definitely my second strongest Pokemon. I don't think Ralph is any stronger than Twitter at this point. You're very welcome for waiting. Thank you for healing my Pokemon. Arguably, I'm not doing anything for the Pokemon Center. Maybe it's through taxes, I don't know, but that machine's pretty useful. Yeah, so you'll have to take the walk. No, I don't. I gotta stop button mashing. I'll go this way. She must have heard me running around. If I'm not mistaken, the daycare's around here. Like, I have some memory of going back and forth on my bike, trying to get as much EXP as I can. Roselia is actually a very nostalgic Pokemon for me, just because I guess my second or third. My first, like, DS game was Pokemon Diamond, and I had a Bidoof, and, like, evolved it, and Bidoof was part of my full team. I had never really used, the other grass poison Pokemon, like, I've never used, like, the Bellsprout family, or, what are the other ones, like, Oddish. I'd never used them, but for some reason, I think Bidoof was just like the only option I had, and it worked out. And so now, anytime I play through a Gen 4 game, which I'm sure I will do on here at some point, Bidoof is just one of those Pokemon. Like, Pokemon Diamond is almost more nostalgic for me, even though, like, this was my first handheld Pokemon game, my first, like, main series adventure. When I had Pokemon Diamond, I had just moved, like, across the country. It was one of those times in your life that you remember kind of every detail, because things are so different. You know, when things aren't changing, it seems to go by a lot quicker, but when things are changing... Oh, did they not battle me? I wanted to battle them. When things are changing, it's so much easier to remember all the little details. So, like, I have very specific memories of, like, sitting and waiting. My brother was in karate. I hadn't joined right away, and I'd be sitting there, you know, watching them playing Pokemon Diamond on my DS. You'd hear that one Fergie song. How is this not coming to mind? Might have been Big Girls Don't Cry or something like that. It was 2007, so, like, that was the music that was going on. But, like, all these little details are just wrapped up in the music and the visuals for this game. It is just incredibly nostalgic for me. I mean, when I started playing this game, nothing much really was going on in my life. Oh, I keep clicking B, that's the mistake I'm making. Yeah, I had moved on to other games by the time I had moved, and, like, I didn't go to any different school or anything. Just that period of time just kind of all blends together, so this game, like, doesn't make me incredibly, like, specifically nostalgic for anything. Alright, let's get one of them out of the way first, because the other one just seems to be helping it. Though, this game may not be what reminds me of it, but, like, when we were in the process of selling our house, it took a long time, and we would have to, like, leave the house and let people watch, or look at it and decide if they want it. So we'd have to, like, get up and go, and by that point, I had moved on to playing, like, Pokemon Emerald, and that was what I was playing. And I had a physical, like, walk-through book, and it was a Pokedex. Maybe it was just a Pokedex. I don't think it had a walkthrough for the game, but it had, like, all the information, like what levels Pokemon evolved at, or when they got certain moves. That book does invoke those specific memories. But this game in particular, you know, not so much. But, you know, it was my first main series game, so It will always have a special place in my heart. It is one of the only 2 games that I haven't reset. Like, I still own every Pokemon game I've ever owned. It's not... I have like 1 or 2 from every generation. But Ruby and Diamond are the only 2 games I have never reset. I've played Emerald over several times, Platinum, Black, Fire Red, a few others, and some of like the newer games as well. Like I have no hesitation to start a new game, overwrite my save file, like no commitment there. But Ruby, I will never reset, and Diamond I won't reset, but mostly because Diamond was the game of choice for my friend Zach and I, him and I, when we were younger, like Pokemon was just everything. We would experiment with the, what do they call it, action replay. We would like use cheats to get whatever powerful Pokemon we had. This was before the days of like Pokemon Showdown online, where you can make teams and set their level and whatever. You actually had to go, and like it was still cheating because we would hack in like rare candies and proteins and all this stuff, and we would get these custom teams, but you know, you would have a couple dozen that you'd rotate and work on. So instead of ever getting rid of all that progress, even though I doubt I will ever play Pokemon Battle Revolution, because this was back 10 years ago, I don't want to get rid of all that work, because it took a very long time. I know you could like select which Pokemon you would run into, and it was always at the level of the area you were at, or something like that, or you could set it to be like level 1, and you'd have to sit there and level them up 99 levels, because you know, you're not going to use a less than level 100 Pokemon if you don't have, you know, if you have any other choice, like you're gonna get them level 100. And we'd sit there for literally hours on end, and eventually, like, you just have the stockpile. You know, if you wanted a Gyarados, you weren't gonna do Gyarados several times. You were gonna have one, and you know, there's certain Pokemon you know you're never gonna use. So eventually, you're gonna have a roster of Pokemon, and every once in a while, you'd add something new, and you'd take an afternoon. But I've got... Oh, I'd have to look, but to say that there was 100 like hacked in Pokemon that I manually had to give the TMs to, and rare candies and all the vitamins and stuff, 100 is probably not an exaggeration. I will never purposefully get rid of that. So it seems this might be the first episode where very little has happened. Or, I mean, maybe absolutely nothing. What, I got a rare candy, and I walked around a little bit. So, maybe there'll be more plot in the next one. I don't know. At least I'm not playing like a Gen 1 game, where the plot is a lot thinner. You run into Team Rocket every once in a while, but otherwise it's just you going around and making your own story. Maybe that's something I'll get into next time. Because I have very strong opinions on the newer games, where it's you don't have that sense of adventure. You know, things are pretty much dictated to you. Oh, but I'm sure I'll get into that in much more detail next time. Until then, I'm just gonna leave you on suspense to see if I can get this Gulpin down in one hit. Yeah. Subscribe for seeing that. I never thought sarcastically asking people to subscribe would work, but it still hasn't, so... Alright, screw it. No, we're just gonna... I couldn't handle the suspense. I was gonna pick it up, like, right away, but... evidently, no, I couldn't get it in one hit. I really thought it would. I thought I was gonna open the next video, and it was just gonna be bang, one hit. Wow, this battle actually had some more plot to it. More inciting incidences, and other literary terms. Cool, well, I'm gonna end this episode before it gets even more drawn out, so I will see you guys next time.